Warning, this video is for comedy purposes only, and as such, should not be taken too seriously. Touch lamp sound effects lets us know the viewer that this is a touch lamp.
そうならないよ。僕は君たちの魂を実体化し、手に取ってきちんと守れる形にしてあげた。大きなお世話よ。そんな余計なこと。
Am I the only one who heard this and didn't see a downside to it? Assuming you're always keeping it safe, it's pretty cool.
例えば、お腹に槍が刺さった場合、肉体の痛覚がどれだけの刺激を受けるかっていう。
The future, brought to you by those old speakers you bought for your PC back in the early 2000s.
君の意識が肉体と直結していないからこそ可能なことだ。おかげで君はあの戦闘を生き延びることができた。
I think if he just put me through that pain, I'd probably kick him right in his little magical ballsack. So, if someone goes sick from school for a day, they what? Just remove the desk from the class? That's pretty dumb and unnecessary. Another room with random chairs in it.
どうして教えてくれなかったの？前もって話しても信じてくれた人は今まで一人もいなかったわ。
Perhaps if you acted a little less like a Terminator with no fucking personality, people might not automatically assume you're evil from your first interaction, and thus be willing to listen.
全然釣り合ってないよ。あんな体にされちゃうなんて。さやかちゃんはただ好きな人の怪我を治したかっただけなのに。
But she knew exactly what her end of the deal was. The only thing she didn't know is that she now has to stay near her little bottle thing, but in turn has a cool, resilient body. But I suppose Little Miss Cotton Candy and Puppy Cuddler would get freaked out by such an insignificant little thing like that, wouldn't she?
小村ちゃん、どうしていつも冷たいの
？Because she's basically a cold-hearted machine with no personality or likable qualities, and as such, acts like a dick. Instead of just going through one of the many broken windows, she decides to kick down the doors like a douche.
ちょっとばかり長い話になる。
This bag is now more full of apples than when she first arrived at her house. Wasting food.
食い物を粗末にするんじゃねえ。
Well said.
殺すぞ。
Audio person confuses the tying an old boating rope sound effect with the clothes scrunching sound effect.
正直すぎて優しすぎる人だった。毎朝新聞を読むたびに涙を浮かべて真剣に悩んでるような人でさ。
In fairness, he was probably crying because he was met every morning by two deranged, creepy-looking oddball daughters.
どんなに正しいことを、当たり前のことを話そうとしても、世間じゃただの鼻つまみ者さ。
Well then, here's a wild, out there kind of thought. Go get an actual fucking job and feed your family. You're a shitty priest, so just give it up.
5分でいい。ちゃんと耳を傾けてくれれば、正しいことを言ってるって誰にでも分かったはずなんだ。
But what you're saying is that originally people were there listening to him preach, but after he started his new stuff, people left. So I guarantee some people would have listened to the new stuff for 5 minutes, noticed it was Scientology-like nonsense, and left.
大勢の信者がただ信仰のためじゃなく魔法の力で集まってきたんだと知った時、親父はブチギレたよ。娘の私を人の心を惑わす魔女だって罵った。
Well then, you were a moron for telling him. No sympathy from me. Also, her wish was for people to seriously listen to what he was saying. So if the wishes are dealt with very technically, then all people were doing is giving him their time and not being closed-minded. So in essence, they were there of their own free will and thus not magic.
それで親父は壊れちまった。最後は惨めだったよ。酒に溺れて頭がいかれて、とうとう家族を道連れに無理心中さ。
Clearly a nice, stable guy then. Don't you just love how the moron just had to take out his whole family as well? Couldn't just kill himself, but had to do the lot of them like a selfish asshole.
他人の都合を知りもせず勝手な願い事をしたせいで結局誰もが不幸になった。
Actually, judging by what you said, it was your big mouth telling him the wish that you'd made which brought about his eventual downfall, not having made the wish in the first place. 12 seconds of pointless eating an apple and other girl walking away montage. I'm going to go ahead and guess that the artist in charge of Ice was having a difficult time with this anime.
だって私もう死んでるんだもん。ゾンビだもん。こんな体で抱きしめてなんて言えない。
I wish someone with intelligence could just show up and school them on how basically nothing has changed.
ありがとう。ごめんね。さやかちゃん。
I was originally going to let this go, but our main character here keeps on saying people's names softly rather than just saying something of value. Now I know this is kind of an anime cliche, but it's happened more times than I care to count in recent episodes. So yeah, it's getting us in.
やり方さえ分かっちゃえば簡単なもんだね。これなら負ける気がしないわ。
So let me get this straight. She somehow managed to go insane within just like 2 weeks or so of doing the job, right?
さやかちゃん。
Stop it, please.
こんな姿にされた後で何が私のためになるっていうの。さやかちゃん。
To call what they're doing right now annoying for me would be a massive understatement. It almost comes across as lazy writing to constantly overuse the cliche, emotional saying of one's name instead of formulating a meaningful reply.
女ってバカだからさ、ちょっと金持たせとくとすぐくったらねえことに使っちまうからね。いやーほんと、女は人間扱いしちゃダメっすね。
That's sexist and incredibly offensive. So she's been looking everywhere for her friend so long now that she's randomly decided to check along the train rail tracks?
人類の個体数と繁殖力を鑑みれば
I really wish someone, anyone would just take 10 seconds of this anime to explain why everyone has every different type of chair in their rooms.
認識の相違から生じた判断ミスを後悔するとき、なぜか人間は他者を憎悪するんだよね。あなたの言ってること。
He's saying don't be such a little bitch.
いらねえよ。誰がてめえの手助けなんか借りるもんか。
Speaking fluently while shoving your mouth full of food.
私だって考えてみたらそういうのに憧れて魔法少女になったんだよね。
I thought you became one because you couldn't watch your father go unheard by the people any longer.
みんなごめんね。あけみさんって休み時間には保健室でお薬飲まないといけないの。
So even in this timeline, the curse of the wonky eye was strong at the back of the classroom.
ごめんね。みんな悪気はないんだけど転校生なんて珍しいから。
How could what they were doing possibly be conceived as being mean? They were just asking about her history and being absolutely friendly.
だったらいっそ死んだ方がいいよね。死んだ方がいいかな。そう、死んじゃえばいいんだよ。死んでしまえば。
I think if this anime wants us to feel the least bit sorry for her, then perhaps they should have made at least one scene at school where she was remotely bullied or laughed at. They actually gave her a pretty nice first day at school by all accounts. This episode ended up packing quite a punch with the realization that these girls are doomed to repeat the same actions time and time again, which ultimately only bring about the same end no matter what, that the world will be destroyed. It was the second time I felt the series actually being deadly serious, and the episode contained some really striking moments. So for all of this, I'll remove 5 sins here.
彼らは人間の糧になることを前提に生存競争から保護され淘汰されることなく繁殖している。牛も豚も鳥も他の野生動物に比べれば種としての繁殖ぶりは圧倒的だ。君たちは皆理想的な共栄関係にあるじゃないか。
Yeah, I'm sure if the cows really had a say in it all, they'd choose to stay in massive factories all their lives, never seeing grass under them and being forced to become pregnant over and over again simply for their milk. Sounds like a great deal for them.
同じだって言いたいの。
Also, what the is with this cow's face?
それを正しく認識するなら、どうして今さらたかだか数人の運命だけを特別視できるんだい？
The future, brought to you by tiny windows that serve absolutely no purpose whatsoever.
だよな。事情がはっきりしないっていうのがまたね。3年生にも一人行方不明の子がいるし、職員会議はしっちゃかめっちゃかよ。
This bar has 2 patrons and no bartender.
そういうもんか。信じてあげるしかないわね。今まどかちゃんに必要なのは気持ちを整理する時間だろうから、しばらくは待ってあげないと。
Going to explain how the parent and the teacher know each other? No? Okay.
多分私はもうとっくに迷子になっちゃってたんだと思う。大村ちゃん。
I am officially calling this a cliché now, and it shall be known as saying someone's name instead of talking normally cliché.
今日はお泊まり？キャンプなの？
ああ、そうだよ。今日はみんなで一緒にキャンプだ。
大村ちゃん。
Saying someone's name instead of talking normally cliché. To be honest, I didn't really expect to have to use my new cliché so quickly. I know she's got a lot of powers in terms of stopping time, but how exactly is being able to remotely drive a truck one of them? So despite her turning up at almost every single event over the last month involving the other girl, she managed to gather this incredible arsenal, including what looked to be like 1,000 C4 charges, and then place them perfectly as well. I call bullshit on that.
素人が動くな。私でなきゃダメなの。てめえ一人。
Hitting your daughter rather than just explaining the situation.
誰かの嘘に踊らされてねえな。うん。
Doing an encouraging tap on the back when someone's standing on the stairs so hard that they look like they might have fallen is really dumb.
もういい。もういいんだよ、大村ちゃん。
She somehow managed to make her way through the rubble and to the top of a destroyed tower in record time. My god, this is termed random and confusing as hell. It's like the end of a Final Fantasy game where you think you pretty much have the gist of what's happening, but you're not too sure. Wearing glasses that don't even go over your eyes.
Desire is irrelevant. I am a machine.